At what point would you classify someone as a criminal?
Oh man.
Or just second murder, maybe.
I would say
The first one's always accidental.
Yeah.
No. But like, or do you just now as a professional working, just the mindset has changed completely? Like, I'm not, even if they are murderers, even if they are like this
a little bit,
crazy-
yeah, because even with murder, like, it's put me in a situation where I look at things as not black and white. It's not binary, right and wrong. Like, some people are put into systemic inequity where they can't afford things, so they have to break a law to pay for something.
Right.
That's
And it's like,
we were talking earlier, like, you know, I mean, capitalism creates a shitload of crimes.
yeah.
You know,
would
Just
otherwise
needing
not be
money.
non-existent.
to survive. Like, and like, there's still people in jail for weed that now the same people that lobbied for weed to be illegal at some point are making millions from weed.
Yeah, and we think about like who is in like what groups. It's always a marginalized group that's suffering at the shit end of the stick because they're not getting the things, and then they're going into the system, and then that's continuing to be part of the disadvantaged group. But then with murder, even to say, like, let's example for the women.
Easy now. No,
I know, with murder, it's like totally okay if, like, you know, he was a dick, you know, but
self-defense,
right? Like, whatever, asshole, you cut me off. No. So with murder, like in the women's facility, a lot of women who are incarcerated are in there because of crimes attached to men that they're with.
like domestic abuse.
Domestic abuse. They killed their
Retaliation.
abuser. They were trafficked and they killed a rapist. And there's different laws on if you kill the person abusing you, even though it's self-defense. There's some, and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but there's some technicalities where a lot of women are, it's really painful seeing them in there. Like, these dudes, they got DUIs, they fucking have, you know, but some of these
Got
women
caught
are
up at the sideshow.
yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. My third sideshow. But some of these, everyone is like, it's painful. And I'm kind of glad I'm not teaching in that, because I think it would make me it'd give me a lot more emotional baggage just
A
seeing.
sense of hopelessness.
Because these women don't get to see their kids for 3 years, 4 years. They're not getting to touch their kids. They're not. And because they're women and the men get priority with getting their sheets cleaned, getting jackets, coats when it's cold. The
Really?
men are being prioritized.
Why do you think that is?
I think just...
Is it because there's so much more?
I think maybe there's more men, there's more attention put to that.
Right.
Therefore...
They've naturally had to have more attention no matter what.
Exactly. Like, let's think with gender inequity in prisons. Prisons were created first for men.
For men. That's
so
what I was
prisons
gonna
are
say.
closer to metropolitan areas. So if you want to visit a man in jail or prison, it's not as far as a distance. But because we built jails and prisons for women, they're further away, meaning they're further away from access to resources, their family, the things that keep them human.
Right,
and so that's just one example of the gender inequities. Like, the women are further away from everything they
Right.
need.
Less visits.
Medical concerns, you know, and so just because of that, the women that are in there murder, I'm kind of like, well, if motherfucker needed to get stabbed, he needed to get stabbed.
And I've heard too that, like, you know, a lot of the women that, I don't know if this is true, I forget where I read this, that, like, you know, when they're in there pregnant, by the time the baby comes out, you know, obviously has to go to a foster home or whatever, end up committing suicide from sadness of not being able to see the baby.
And that's like reproductive justice too. So earlier we were saying, like, women incarcerated, like, unless these are violent offenders that are, I don't think women need to be incarcerated. Like, I don't think they're out there committing crimes that are hurting people. I think they need rehabilitation. And I think if they are mothers, like, let's think of the effect it's having on children, that, like, and then foster care, and then, you know.
You think, wait, you said women in general do not need.
I think if they're not violent offenders, I don't think
Like
they
a
need to
history
be the
of-
way they're
of crime?
shackled and history of crime.
Gotcha,
it seems
gotcha.
like a lot of women, because of drugs, are in there and trafficking and just sad
Sure,
stuff.
yeah.
I see rehabilitative options as the thing to make these
100%.
things better.
We had a, like, early when we first started this podcast, we had a guest who, you know, we didn't know what, she was just you know, here to talk about her book. And then in the process of us interviewing her, she told us about her experience being a victim of human trafficking.
Yeah.
And it went on for like months.
Yeah.
You know, like, or years maybe. Yeah, I forget.
A lot of times years, and then they're conditioned in Stockholm syndrome or something, and then another crime happens, and then they get busted, but you forget to think about, like,
yourself.
the experience and the things that led to this moment, which is separate from their fault, kind of.
And it wasn't until, like, it like accidentally came out in front of a family member. Like, you know, it was something like that. Like someone who decided, hey, you shouldn't, you know, escape from this somehow. Like, you know, and if, you know, if it is crazy to think that someone that was, you know, doing this, you know, whatever, pimping her out illegally, if she would have like stabbed her way out of this, like she might have done time for like a long, regardless of what this other person was doing.
Yeah, which is so fucked up. Which is why I think like prostitution being illegal or sex work being illegal is like. It also it hurts women because if it was legal, you could just have your little page. You could have like security. You could be like, oh, this is all legal. I don't need this.
Be like
this
DoorDash.
Pimp. I don't need. It could be like DoorDash, pussy. You know, dick dash, but for pussy.
100%. It'd be taxed.
Pussy pass.
You'd get you'd get money
You
back.
collect points.
Deductibles. You'd be able to write shit off on your taxes,
Right.
and that would help women. And that is also, if we look at it, a gender inequity issue because. If you can't be educated, like that's a way that you need to make the money you need to make to pay bills. And so if that's illegal.
Yeah.
Also, imagine how much safer it would be. Like, just
you're not
in
just
general.
opening it up to serial killers to like make it easy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go to necessarily random hotels. You could.
Yeah.
There could be a place of business for that to. You know what I mean?
I think there's some European countries that have legalized that.
Sweden or something, somewhere over there.
Yeah, I bet you know, motherfucker. You went. You like, yeah. The second I found that shit was legal, my ass was in Sweden.
No.
Is that what it's called, Sweden?
I've never had sex with candy. What are you talking about?
No, somewhere over there it is. They do it legally where you like legal.
Starfire was the best.
Legal brothels and shit. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Vegas.
Oh yeah.
No, but yeah.
I mean, but yeah.
it's anywhere, you know, Nevada. When you
Nevada.
When you can do that stuff and it is legal. They have.
Is that here in the U.S.? No, just kidding.
No, but like I had a buddy who participated in one. We took him for his birthday, right? And the whole process was you take a shower, right? You have to wear a condom. You have to.
I like that taking the shower part.
Yeah.
Boring.
No, but you know what I mean, though. But like,
yeah.
For like you said, if you want to make this legal, it's pretty easy to make it safe.
I like how the shower was a part of like mandatory.
And it's
nasty ass motherfuckers can take showers.
And it's mandatory that they had a shower after as well.
Oh, that's
really
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
fun fact.
That's a lot of water on the bill.
It cost a shit ton of money, but
right. We already know after JD fucks, he ain't getting up. He fucking late. He out. That's it.
Yeah,
it cost him another $3,000 just to nap in the bed.
So I can nap in the bed while she's with the next client. Like, just don't wake me up, you know.
They're fucking on top of you. You're so out.
Bring me some chicken fajitas.
Give it down.
We need to up our game and shit. We need to do comedy butt naked, right?
I remember this too. She's for you, but thank you.
He started saying his goodbyes.
At the end, I just remember the guy coming up and giving me the check, and he goes, "Yeah, that'll be our last time."
When the Beatles, wrote the White Album, did they have to like pass it in front of some drunks that had so why are we doing